have all the statistical analyses from the Innocence Project work, where we know that we have, 250, 280 documented cases now, where people have been wrongfully convicted and subsequently exonerated, some from death row, on the basis of later DNA analysis. And you know that over 3/4 of all of those cases of exoneration involved only eyewitness identification testimony during the trial that convicted them. We know that eyewitness identifications are fallible.
Memory is essentially the capacity for storing and retrieving information. There are 3 steps in the process of recording memory: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Encoding is processing information into memory. There are 3 types of verbal encoding. Structural encoding focuses on what words look like. Phonemic encoding focuses on how words sound. Semantic encoding focuses on the meaning of words. Storage. After information enters the brain, it has to be stored or maintained. There are 3 types of storage. Sensory memory stores incoming sensory information in detail, but only for an instant. The capacity of sensory memory is very large, but the information in it is unprocessed. Short-term memory can hold information for approximately 20 minutes. Chunking combines small bits of information into bigger, familiar pieces. Long-term memory has an almost infinite capacity, and information in long-term memory usually stays there for the duration of a person's life. However, people may not be able to retrieve what's in their long-term memory, so they won't necessarily remember all of it. Retrieval is the process of getting information out of memory. Associations. The brain stores information as networks of associated concepts. As a result, recalling a particular word becomes easier if another related word is recalled first. Context. People can often remember an event by placing themselves in the same context they were in when the event happened. Mood. If people are in the same mood they were in during an event, they may have an easier time recalling the event. Question. How do variables such as time of day, age of participants, gender of participants, how much sleep participants got the night before the event, type of class, and type of survey change how well students can recall an event? Hypothesis. I think that the following groups will have the best results. Subjects being tested later in the day, older subjects, subjects in the science class, not the tech class, subjects who are given the multiple choice survey, subjects who got more sleep the night before. I do not think gender will make a difference. Supplies. A sample group to serve as witnesses, a person unfamiliar to the group to act out the scenario, surveys, and a video camera to record the scenario. Procedure. Set up the camera in the classroom before class. Unfortunately, I did not have any successful footage of the incident in Miss Eagle's tech class because the camera mysteriously fell over. If that happens, film Miss Eagle's science class instead. Have someone unfamiliar to the group walk in and deliver something to the teacher. Later, come in and pass out the surveys. Give half the class a written answer survey, and give the other half a multiple choice survey. Make sure both surveys include questions about the person taking the survey. Data. The y-axis of this graph shows the score the students got. Each of these bars represents the average score of the tech class and the science class. The purple bars represent the written answer surveys, and the blue bars represent the multiple choice surveys. As you can see, students who took the multiple choice surveys did much better. The science class also did better than the tech class, in that it got better scores on the written answer and the same scores for the multiple choice. This graph shows the difference in gender. Again, the y-axis shows the score. The purple bar represents girls and the blue bar represents boys. The girls actually did slightly better than the boys on the survey. This is a graph to show how hours of sleep affect the scores on the survey. There is not much to explain about this graph because it doesn't prove anything in particular. It soon became apparent to me as I was making it that there wasn't any correlation whatsoever. Analysis. First, a few observations and little things I noticed. Some people said he had a red shirt or shorts on instead of saying he was carrying a red box. Quite a few people had to use process of elimination. Now for the weirdest, funniest, and most exasperating answers. First, let me remind you what he was wearing and what he delivered.
Thank you.
Something notable, only 2 people got a full 5 out of 5 points, but 4 people got 0 out of 5 points. I answered every part of my question and my hypothesis was mostly correct. I was partially incorrect because I thought that gender would not make a difference. One flaw in my experimental design was how many variables I had writing on the shoulders of the tech class and the science class. There are too many differences between the two classes. There are different ages, different subjects, different times of day, and the tech class had many more boys than girls. If I had been able to keep more variables the same, I might have had more accurate results. Conclusion. The purpose of my project was to test how accurate eyewitness testimony is, and what variables affect how well a person remembers something they weren't trying to notice. By my overall scores, I discovered that not many people remembered enough to give a full report on the scenario. Eyewitness identifications are definitely flawed.